Well, what is going on, gang? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. It's very nice to have you here. You know, I got to come up with a new intro. That's starting to get old. Anyway, this is the Kubey Sumo. Some of you may know it as the Hoback Sumo. There's a whole thing there that I'm not going to get into. When this knife originally dropped, it was under the Hoback name, and it became clear that it was being manufactured overseas, and everybody got really upset. He was charging $550. You can get one of these right now on the Kubey website for $200. And I got to tell you, for $200, this is an excellent knife. So let's just talk about what you get and not what you're not getting. What you get is CPM 20 CV from Kubey, who do an excellent job on their heat treat. This will hold an edge for a very long time. You get all titanium. It is running on bearings. It's got a really interesting backspacer. The Hoback design is good, even if he was a little shady in the way he brought it to market. I didn't realize how small this was, actually, until I got it. It's a button lock. Let's see. Nope. There's a thing with button lock. I don't generally do that, but there's a thing with button locks where I've had a few of them where if you just even tap it, the button gives and the thing will swing shut. Now, this has a little tiny flipper on the back, which works. I don't even know if it's supposed to be a flipper, but it's there. Primarily, this is thumb stud deployed, and those work brilliant. Now, these are stops as well, and they nest perfectly into the tie scales. There's the designer's logo, if you're interested. It's got a milled titanium clip. Positioned oddly on the knife, it's up towards the top or the spine. I don't know why. You'd have to ask Jake Hoback. And more importantly, I don't care. This, and it's funny, in another video I said I prefer big knives, and I do. This is pushing the bounds of what I consider to be comfortable in my hand for how small it is. But it is very comfortable. Now, it's a full 3 fingers, right? And then my pinky rests on this shape, and it's built for it, right? Brings your thumb forward to a really comfortable spot on the blade. There is no jimping back here, so anywhere that you want to put your thumb is comfortable. In fact, if you want to come back a little bit, this cutout right here, which is where that little flipper nub sticks out, is excellent for like push cuts. The way this blade is shaped is excellent for draw cuts. You can flick it very easily with this little milled out space right in here. The backspacer is just about full length. It is milled and very interesting. And you can even see see that cutout right there where the blade closes into. That is a well done cutting tool. As I said, these are about $200 right now on the Kubey website. You know, I'm doing a lot of filming all at once. It occurs to me that the video I just mentioned where I talked about liking larger knives, you're probably going to see that after this, because I actually want to put this up while that sale's still going on. So anyway, the Kubey Sumo is a superb knife, running on bearings, and they come in a bunch of different colors too. This is the sort of flat, sort of matte gray version. They call it dark something or other, dark gray. I really like this. This is really good. Let's do some size comparisons. I mentioned it's small. No, first let's get the specs out of the way. Then I'll do some size comparisons. You get just shy of 3 inches of cutting on 3 1/4 inches of CPM 20 CV. The grip area from behind that swell is 3, but up to here is 3 3/4, and I absolutely need that, or it would just be a 3-finger knife for me, right? Tip to tail, we are coming in at 7 1/4, just about, 7 1/4 inches, which is nice. Closed length, just at 4. Each little knife. It's cute. It's relatively robust design, so it's relatively tall. In the pocket, it's chewing up about an inch and a Let's see, get that actually. I know how to do my job. Hush. We're talking about 1.5 inches, right? So it's going to eat up a fair amount of pocket. It's relatively thick, but look at the milling on these tie scales. Everything is shaped. This thing is really nice. I'm really glad I got one. After the sort of debacle with Hoback and where his stuff was made and blah, 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 I kind of stayed away from him for a while. But when I found out how much these were going for, I was like, yeah, okay. And I got to tell you, that was the right choice. Let's do some size comparisons with knives you may be more familiar with than the Hoback design here. Here it is, a pair of 3. As you can see, it's virtually identical in length to a pair of 3. Of course, you get a lot more cutting, you get much better materials, but at $200, this is not considerably more than the high-end version of this. This is the budget lightweight version, but if you're, these are close. Here it is against a bug out, which is actually going to be longer, right? As you can see, you don't say that very often. And what else do we have on the table that's interesting? Oh, here it is against a Hinderer XM18. Right, as you can see, the Sumo is considerably smaller than that. It's not a big knife. You get a lot of cutting area, though, for a small knife, and it is surprisingly comfortable. Let's weigh it. And then we'll do the blade thickness specs after that. I'm curious. It is... I don't know if that's going to show up on camera, but it's actually fairly well milled on the inside of these slab side titanium scales, which is really nice. 4.5 ounces. Not bad. Not bad. For less than, just under 3 inches of cutting. That's a little hefty, but still, it's a really nice carry. You get, let's see what you get. Well, let's do that at millimeters. I'm going to open that up so I can get to it. You get 3.8 millimeters of CPM 20 CV, and at its thickest back here, we're talking about 14.4, which is just a little over a ½ inch. So, all in all, for $200, that is a hell of a knife. I will post a link to Kubey in the description. If you're interested, you can check it out. If you have any questions about this or any of my knives, feel free to ask down in the comments below. And remember, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. We'll see you next time.